You can buy yourself a bag of fucking Takis, but you can't buy yourself a warm hot dog.
I just think no American cheese.
Now you're just screwing over America. The GOP just proposed new restrictions on the SNAP benefits of food eligibility for purchase, with SNAP benefits putting even more pressure on families with children.
Yeah, so if you're on SNAP, struggling out there, you get no white grains. You can only get whole wheat bread, brown rice, and whole wheat pasta. Look, there's no real big difference between brown and white rice, all right? It's just rice. Just get your rice.
No American cheese?
And typically, brown rice is slightly more expensive than white rice.
So,
that's from what I've seen.
So let me just be real with you.
They're going to make you buy a more expensive product.
This is just because they hate poor people. The reason why is because, you want to say, oh, we're just having oversight over welfare systems. Let me be honest with you, man. We lost $2 trillion to just random bullshit. We lost so much money. This food goes to feed people. This food is getting used in local economies. This food is being used on a consistent basis. EBT already has. SNAP already has the limitation on it that you can't even use it for debit.
You could say there's an argument here that, we don't want you to get white bread because white bread isn't as good as whole wheat bread. But if your argument here is healthiness, then how come you can't get fresh meat?
No,
and you're relegated to just canned tuna.
Because poor people shouldn't have fresh meat.
Like Spam.
Because that's a privilege.
Yeah.
Fresh meat's a privilege.
It's a privilege to have white bread. It's a privilege to have fresh meat. It's messed up.
You're doing it because, that stereotype? Okay, so it reminds me, you ever seen, you watch Chris Rock? Yeah. And you know how the mom had to always buy the off-brand shit, then she got food stamps, and then she bought all the branded shit.
Yeah.
Dude, it's just like that, and then it's like,
yeah, they're be stuck to the white bag about it with a plain named.
She has to lie about it to people because it's shameful to have food stamps, and this is the reason why. It's because people like this want to make it shameful. You have to buy the shitty food. You have to buy the terrible food. Wouldn't it be nice if we could just buy good food? It doesn't why does it have to be the government's choice on what people are allowed to eat?
The best part is they're taking away stuff that's actually healthy, like fresh.
You want to know something fucked up? When I went to Arizona, I was told that EBT, people can't use EBT for warm food. So if you go to 7-Eleven and you want a hot dog, can't buy it with EBT. You can buy anything else in the whole fucking store, including the honey buns, including a slushie, but you can't buy a hot dog. Arguably...
So a warm rotisserie chicken.
Arguably, the only healthy thing in there besides the fruit.
Yeah.
Okay?
You can buy yourself a bag of Takis.
You can buy yourself a bag of fucking Takis, but you can't buy yourself a warm hot dog. So if you're someone on EBT and you need to go to work and you need something warm and quick, fuck you. If you live in Arizona, fuck you.
Your Takis or the honey bun.
Eat your honey bun.
Cinnamon roll. Get your
slushie.
You don't deserve a warm meal is what they're saying.
Yeah, it really is. What does that do? Not letting someone buy a warm meal at buy a fucking $2 hot dog from from 7-Eleven. Oh, it's not healthy? So what? Most of the food we eat's unhealthy. Most of our habits are unhealthy. If you cared about health, you would have walkable cities. If you really fundamentally cared about health, we would have walkable cities. We would have...
I'm also confused as to why just the no fresh meats. It's that just seems so purposefully bad. Yeah, it's you just want to make their lives worse.
You want to make it unappealing.
Yeah.
That's historically, if you look at the history of programs, especially in Great Britain, they did it a lot. They made it purposely terrible. One of the oldest work programs was work programs, and they were terrible. You would live in terrible places and do terrible work like hammering nails for railroad lines, or dig fucking holes, or pave roads, and you would live in former military barracks that had water leakage. They would purposely make it horrible because poverty in England was viewed as a moral failing. And I feel as much as we to pretend...
then they had canned meat, and now you'll have canned meat like them.
Yeah, exactly. And we like to think we're so far past that shit, but we're not. It's so ingrained that no one thinks about it. I think the inverse happened. I think it's we don't think about it. It's just that bad now. Mm-hmm. The cult of Andrew Tate, the cult of wealth. I really think there is a cult of wealth, I'll be honest with you. There's a reason why Andrew Tate, Fast and Furious wealth is an archetype. I think there's a cult. I think it's a cult.
I hope this doesn't pass. I just think no American cheese.
Now you're just screwing over America.
You can no longer buy the American cheese.
America doesn't support EBT.
Yeah. So now you can only buy foreign Wisconsin cheese. You all know Wisconsin ain't in America.
Just know that the GOP hates you, and if you're poor, they hate you, and if you're a poor child, they hate you.
Yeah, they say they want to help the poor, but not anything that's actually effectual.
Well, just know, they will help you by taking away your American cheese and your fresh meat and your baked and refried chili beans.
Yeah, making your life worse than it was before. So
white grain, sorry, I said white grain. Yeah. White grain.
They want to make your life worse because it isn't already bad, at least from what they believe.